So let me show you something, and I want you to look at it carefully. The 2026 budget of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This book I'm talking about is not a draft. This book is signed into law. And on the pages 50 and 51 of the book I'm talking about, there is a certain amount of money that was set aside. 1.3 billion naira was set aside, and that money is for a certain government agency. The presidency of Nigeria, they came out and they said so loud all over the media that this agency in concern does not exist. In fact, they said it has never existed, and that this agency is fake. So you stop and you think, like, if this agency is fake as alleged by the presidency, so who puts the agency name in a real law? Who set aside real money for this agency? And most of it all, who is that person that signed that money into being? So these are critical questions that well-meaning Nigerians are asking, and we are yet to get the answer. And that is why we are here today. Let me tell you why this should matter to you, even if you have never read a budget before. You see, in my simplest way of explaining a budget is like a promise. It is the government telling its citizens where their money is going. Yes, when you buy fuel, when you buy garri, when you buy rice, when you buy all stuffs you need, even when you pay for anything, a small part of that thing goes to the government of Nigeria as tax. The budget is supposed to show you where that money lands. So when a line in that budget goes to an agency that does not even exist, when a line in the budget goes to a fake agency, it means that your money was pointed at a ghost. Let me make it real more. You see, 1.3 billion naira is not just big on the page. That money, that money could build a solid primary health centers, standard health centers. That money will build a standard classrooms. That money will build a standard road in a village in Nigeria that has been waiting for years. I've been praying to God for a good road. So when that money is set aside for something that is fake, something that is not real, it means that a real person somewhere in Nigeria loses a real thing. And that is why this is not a small story in Nigeria now. For people that can understand what I'm trying to say. So before I say what I think, I must give the other side its own strongest voice. Now, let me put the government's story, let me put it to you as fair as I can. Yes, as I say, as fair as I can. So what happened? The presidency says this was the work of one man, and they mentioned this man's name. They posted his picture is a well-known man to them. They said his name is Prince Adeniyi Adeyemi Matthew. So, according to the presidency and president spokesperson, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, on the 1st of July 2026, what did he say? He said that this man, Mr. Adeniyi, that you are looking at his picture, he said he forged an appointment letter, and the man now made it look like the president, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was the one that signed it. He said also that this man forged official state house letterhead. Wow, this man is a criminal. And he said he gave himself a title, a director general of a council he invented in his own head. The police also came out sometimes to back up what Mr. Bayo Onanuga just said, and they filed an 8-count charge against this Mr. Adeniyi. The charges actually included forgery and impersonation. So this man has been into this business no be today. So they know him. This man, Mr. Adeniyi, he opened about 34 bank accounts, and they say 9 of them were in the names of fake agencies. Fake agencies. That's incredible. So the government case is quite simple. The man is a clever criminal. Yeah, he's a clever criminal because he has fooled a lot of people. And he's actually facing the court now. I think he will be facing the court on the 27th of July. And when the law is done with him, I want to believe the story ends. So let us be analytical. Let us be critical about it. So let me break down some things for us. A forged letter is one piece of paper. One man can sit in a room and forge a letter. I can believe that, but line in the national budget is not one piece of paper. It is the end of a long journey. Yeah, it is very long. So let me walk you through that journey slowly, because I want you to really understand what I'm trying to say. For a number to appear in Nigeria's budget, it must pass through gates. First, a ministry has to prepare the estimates. All that. Someone has to type that agency's name and its figure into an official document. Two, then it now goes to the budget office of the federation. So when it now gets to the budget office of the federation, that is where it is being checked. Then it goes to the Federal Executive Council. That is the president and his ministers sitting together. Are you connecting? Are you following me? Then it travels to the National Assembly, where lawmakers take a look at it, they debate it, and approve it. And finally, it goes back to the president himself. And when this document gets to the president signs the budget into law. Now, count with me. That is 5 solid gates, like 5 giant gates. 5 points where a human being is supposed to look at the paper and ask salient questions. Question like, what is this? And the 1.3 billion naira for this agency passed through every single one of them. Every gate open for this 1.3 billion naira to have access. Not one person from these 5 gates stopped it. So, what are we now saying? And if there is anything, there is a question that will not go away. A man can forge a letter, but can a man forge his way through the budget office? I need an answer for that. It's not possible. Budget office, the Federal Executive Council, and the National Assembly all at once. Is the man a wind? Is he using jazz? With no one on the inside helping him, it's not possible. There's somebody inside, and that is a very different thing to believe. Yeah, if we must be honest, and the details make it so harder and not even easy. Because let me give them to you in plain stuff that you understand. This agency did not just have a name in a book, because according to the reporting, this agency, they had an office, a big office, a real office inside the Federal Secretariat in Abuja. This agency had a bank account at the Central Bank of Nigeria itself, the apex bank of Nigeria. The man at the center of it, Adeyemi, has made an even sharper claim. His claim was that he paid 400 million naira through a middleman to secure his appointment. That is a big allegation. Are you following me? He said that the money went to the president's own chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila. Now, I must flag this clearly for you, because you see, that's 400 million naira claim is still an allegation. It is the accused man that made this allegation by himself. So the presidency has denied it, and it has not been tested in court. So I want you to know that the presidency has denied the claim by Mr. Adeyemi, and it has not been tested in court. So I want you to hold that closely. So do not take it as proven yet, but also do not pretend it was not said. Both things are true at once. I want you to know that, because whether it is true or false, it points at the same wall, and the wall is this: every piece of this puzzle, the office, the CBN account, the budget line, needed a door opened by someone with a key. There's no how he can gain access through all these key gates without someone giving him an access. And a forger does not hold those keys. A forger does not hold those keys. An insider is involved. Even if that one man is guilty, he could not have done this alone. That's one thing I know for sure. And the budget proves it. Because a budget line is not something you can forge from the outside. It is not possible. It is a door that opens from the inside. So the real question is not, was there a fraud? Yes, if we have to be honest, it is so certain there was clearly a fraud. There is no question about that. But the real question is, who inside the system opened the door for the fraud to succeed? And actually, listen to who is now asking exactly that question. That is not just me alone asking the question. We also have prominent people, prominent politicians also asking. The former vice president, Atiku Abubakar, he put out a statement on the 2nd of July, and in the statement he put out on his page, he asked the sharpest version of the question. He said, if the agency never existed, then who prepared the budget estimate in its name? Which ministry submitted them? Who are the officials? Who are the officials that defended them before the National Assembly? Which lawmakers approved them? And who signed them into law? These are questions we should be asking, because they are not wild questions at all. Those are the 5 gates I just showed us when I was talking about the gates, if you can remember. The man in question is the small story. The open doors are the big ones. They are the ones that Nigerians should demand to be fished out, to be flushed out of the system. They are the ones that Nigerians should demand their names, to demand the government to provide them, and they should face the law. You see, this is not the first ghost in Nigeria's budget. Actually, this is not the first ghost in Nigeria's budget, because for years this country has fought a strange battles. Ghost workers, people who collect salaries but do not exist. Those ones, there are many. Those ones, they're plenty. Phantom projects, roads that are paid for but never built. Duplicated entries, the same thing budgeted twice. Not twice is even better. 10 times, if there is anything like that. Multiple times. And now we are now moving to a ghost agency. Do you see the pattern? Do you see the pattern? You see, the characters change, but the weak point is always the same. The weak point is always the same. And the weak point is the budget itself. See, the scandal is not that a fake agency got money. The real scandal is that the machine let it happen, and the same machine has let it happen before. A weak system is a problem you must rebuild, and you cannot arrest your way out of a broken door. That's one thing I want you to know.